What if light was not a stream of tiny bullets racing through empty space, but a shared move passed along like a stadium wave? In the energy filament theory, light is not a thing flying from A to B, but one precise pattern of motion relayed through an invisible sea of energy. From childhood we are trained to picture motion as little objects running from here to there. So when textbooks say, beam of light travels, your brain paints tiny pellets sprinting through a black void. But in this picture that whole movie needs to be swapped out. Imagine the universe not as empty space but as a tightly stretched, restless energy sea. And imagine that light is the same little tighten and release dance happening in one place after another in that sea. The cleanest analogy lives in a stadium. One row of fans suddenly stands up and sits down. The next row copies them, then the next. And from far away, it looks like a solid wall of people racing around the arena. You know the truth though, nobody actually runs around the stadium. Each person stays at their seat and just repeats the same move once. What travels is the pattern, not the people. In this view, every bit of the energy sea is like a fan in the stands. At one location the sea tightens, twists in a particular orientation, then relaxes, and almost immediately hands that exact little routine to the neighboring location, which hands it to the next, and so on. The bright ray you see in a diagram is not a file of particles marching along a track. It is the time-ordered trace of all the places in the sea that have already taken their turn doing that same move. Now rethink the sentence, light from a distant star flies into your eyes. In this picture nothing from the star has to cross the gulf as a tiny marble. Instead, the energy sea near the stars does that special tightening, twisting, relaxing routine. Passes the routine outward through the sea step by step. And eventually it is simply your bit of the sea, right next to your retina, that performs the move. Your eye is not catching a flying object. It is responding to the last step of a relay that started unimaginably far away. And what you experience as light is just that final local jolt. This is why, in this view, light can cross enormous distances without leaving a trail of stuff behind. And why beams can pass through each other as if nothing is there. The sea is just capable of running many overlapping choreographies at once. The same patch can do one pattern, then later a different one, without needing to carry permanent cargo in between. Once you swap little bullets flying for a precise pattern relayed through a restless energy sea, many familiar puzzles about light stop looking like magic tricks and start looking like bookkeeping. Who hands the pattern to whom? How fast can the sea respond, and what decides which direction the relay prefers? We'll dig into those questions later. But for now you can keep one simple image in mind. That every beam of light you see is a long, straight stadium wave running through the fabric of the universe. And your eyes are just the seats where the wave finally reaches and stands up for a moment. Tap follow, share it on New Physics, Clear Universe.